Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 3 of the Jacob and Me podcast. I am Richard Rodillo.
I'm Jacob Ballid.
If you didn't know what the Jacob and Me podcast is all about, it's a podcast about my friend Jacob and me, and we talk about stuff that we nerd out on, and yeah, we have long conversations about them. This whole podcast is dedicated to our just review of the E3 conferences. That's what basically it's going to be, the whole thing, going through EA, Xbox, Sony with PlayStation, Nintendo, Square, Ubisoft, and Nintendo.
Bethesda? Did you say Bethesda?
Bethesda.
Yeah.
There we go. Before you do that, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the College Avenue channel. And if you're listening on the audio version, go ahead and follow us and like us. And if you didn't know, we do this as a live video as well. So go ahead and check that out on the YouTubes, at College Avenue
on
channel.
YouTubes.
Yeah. So let's get into it, Jacob. How you doing first off?
I'm doing good. I'm ready.
Doing good?
I was excited for this.
I was too. Unfortunately, our last time we recorded, we messed up. Or, I messed up in a way. I didn't turn my vocals up, but it's fine.
It's all good.
It's all good. We're here. We're here weekly,
We're here
right?
to talk about what's happening.
Yes. This is what happened. This is our opinion on what we thought. An expert opinion, I feel. Very much. Because there's a lot of just BS going on the internet these days.
I feel that way.
But this is our voice. This is us talking. But we're going to go through all the conferences, and then we're going to talk about which ones are our favorite ones, and maybe even rank them. We'll see. Let's go through EA.
All right.
Now, this is the one I was least excited about. I actually didn't even watch the conference on purpose. Because the only game that I wanted to see was Battlefield 5, and I was like, why do I need to watch the conference? I just need to watch the video that they're going to upload later.
Just watch that 3-minute trailer.
Yeah, 3-minute trailer. Yeah. That's all I needed to watch, and I was like, you sold me.
Yeah.
Anthem, no, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. BioWare hasn't made a good game in a very long time, in my eyes.
When did Mass Effect 3 come out? That was a 360 game, right? So it's been at least 6-7 years.
Mass Effect's it's it's not even that.
You liked Andromeda though, didn't you? You played it more than anyone else.
Yeah, I tried. I really forced myself to really like that game, alright? But yeah, I mean, Mass Effect 2 is probably the last good game.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to argue about Old Republic, maybe, I don't know. But
that's a really deep cut.
Yeah.
Wait, so you don't think they've made a good game since Knights of the Old Republic?
No. No, they made Star Wars Old Republic, the MMO.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
I thought you were talking about KOTOR.
That was around Mass Effect 3, maybe right before Mass Effect 3, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I
honestly forgot that game existed.
Yeah, exactly. That's I mean, it was. I mean, it's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, because we're FIFA guys. I'm a Madden guy as well. I was like, there's no point in watching this conference because what are they going to show us else that's totally new? They sold me on obviously FIFA. The champion. That was it. I was like, okay, I got this year's FIFA. Unfortunately, to announce that this might be my last year buying FIFA. Period. Just because
I've heard this before somewhere.
Yes, but there's a little game called Out of the Park Baseball that's just taking.
That's not a football game.
It's taking out all my time. This is the last FIFA I might buy.
Yeah, I know, but what does that have to do with Out of the Park?
It's taking up all my time on my single player experience of franchise mode. So I might not ever come back because I'm in the deep end over here. But anyways, what else we got? What about your opinion on this whole conference, I guess, or this whole thing? Because you actually watched it. You know the ins and outs. One thing to notice is EA Access. It's kind of similar to Games Pass. It looks like, but I mean they just upped the ante on it in a way. Yeah,
so they have they're announcing this premiere service basically. So they're bringing a lot of their titles like Madden. Maybe it's just Madden that hasn't been on PC before, but a lot of their franchises are coming to. It's a day and date thing, how Xbox Game Pass works.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool to see. I don't know that most of those games are games that I end up buying on Xbox anyway, or getting through EA Access on Xbox anyway. So I don't know if that's something for me, but for the PC hardcore people, Master Race, that could be definitely something useful. As far as the conference as a whole, I was glad that they kind of split the sports sections up because I know that a lot of that audience they're only there for the sports game. Like there's a bunch of people that like the only thing from EA that they really care about is FIFA, or like the only thing they care about from EA is Madden, or whatever. So I was glad to see them like kind of split that up. I thought it was kind of a dull press conference overall. Battlefield, they had already announced there had already been a trailer for Battlefield before E3 even started. So I'm into Battlefield.
Yeah.
Like
no matter
I could
what.
have not seen anything. They could have said Battlefield 5 coming in October. Be there, be square, and I would be there.
Exactly my defense to why I didn't watch this.
Yeah,
conference. There's no.
But I wanted to make sure. I watched all of them. I wanted to see everything. So like Battlefield, great, free DLC, no loot crates. They learned from Star Wars Battlefront 2 after they like got destroyed in the court of public opinion. Yeah. About like everything they did with loot crates in the court. Yeah. So like I'm stoked for Battlefield. The story trailer that they put out, like the Norway stuff, looks great, and they did tease like a little bit of a battle royale mode that's called just Royale. And we were talking earlier about how like that would be a good franchise to introduce. Just like I think it would be with like the destructibility.
The style of the game fits very, very much like how PUBG plays in a way in first person.
Right. Yeah. So I think it'll be good. I really like that whole physics engine with the destructibility and like leads and drops on the bullets and all that. So it'll be good. FIFA. Just listening to that trailer.
It's been a long time.
I didn't even care
what
was really happening on the screen, but just like hearing that champion, I could tell it was really faint in the background.
The little violin, whatever you call it, the cello.
And then like the little choir coming in or whatever. Like you could hear it in the background. I was like,
"Where's my Heineken?"
Yes, I'm ready. They talked about Star Wars, which has been, I think, a real black eye for EA. They've had this. They got a 10-year license from Disney or Lucasfilm at the time. I think it was Disney maybe at the time. To make Star Wars games for 10 years, and the only thing they have to show for are the Battlefront games.
Which is like 6 years now?
Yeah, this is the 6th E3 I think that they've had.
This is the Hail Mary.
So basically they just gave us a title, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's set between episodes 3 and 4. I'm stoked for it. It's a Star Wars game. They didn't show us any gameplay or trailer or anything like that, just a title. From kind of the description, it kind of feels like it's going to have to be sort of a Halo Reach style, like most or all of the characters die at the end sort of thing.
Okay.
Just because like there aren't any Jedi left in 4. So
I guess maybe they're so far away.
Or they're hiding away like cowards.
Yeah, because basically, I mean, not cowards. I mean
cowards.
I guess, but it just depends. I don't have high expectations for this at all. Just like Anthem, like I said, like you guys are my test dummies, so I'm gonna figure out if this game's good after you guys buy it, because I know you guys are gonna probably buy it. You, Anthony, and Josh.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not even on the fence. I'm on the other side of the fence, just like looking at what you got over there. That's all. That's all. The way it is right now, EA is in like it's like lower tier AAA for me. Like it's that low.
It's like AA plus.
Yeah. Because yes, you have the sports games. That's nice. You showed but that's all you really have. And then after that, you just really have Battlefield, and there's nothing else there brewing. And like when you look at other AAA developer or publishers, you look at their like roster of games. It's way more in depth, and like that's if you threw the bone at those guys that do sports games as well, EA, they're done. They're done. But I thought this wasn't a good year for them, anyways. Regardless,
yeah,
because there's a lack of real weight to all of this.
There was just like everything that came after. Really, looking at this list that's here, like until Anthem, everything that came after FIFA 19 was just like didn't really do it for me. Sea of Solitude is like an interesting concept, but I know that they like the not new necessarily, but they like to have the developers up there on stage, but they're not the best presenters all the time, so it kind of took away, I think, from the presentation of like their game.
Probably having like a good PR person like Active or Infinity Awards guy back in the day, who would just go up there and like that was his job, just explain Call of Duty to us.
Right, yeah. So and then like NBA Live, I don't really care about. Madden, I don't really care about, and like one day we're gonna have to hold a moment of silence for Command and Conquer because how that franchise has fallen all the way to just like a mobile strategy game. And they had like a live match on the stage. They brought in like some like esports Command and Conquer dudes.
Okay. And
like they played a game live.
A whole game?
Yeah, they played a match on
like 5 minutes?
It was like 5 to 10 minutes probably. It's like this touch and go like each person has a base, and then there's 3 points to contest on a map, and then like if you control a certain point when the missile goes off and the missile hits the other person's base. It's it's pretty simple game, but still like strategy.
Okay.
It's an RTS on the mobile. Then we got to Anthem. I'm gonna play it. It looks kind of like Space Division to me. It's like they got like it's like this.
Great.
The
exactly what we need.
The what am I trying to say here? Oh, the classes. There's like 4 different types of like Iron Man suits basically.
Nice.
And
everyone likes
it's got like the numbers coming out of the enemies when you shoot them and stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, it looks cool. Like it looks graphically, it looks good. Hopefully, it's fun.
It probably plays similar to Mass Effect, is what I'm feeling. Just the combat.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, overall, it was just like it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any hype for Anthem. Sorry, guys. Just do not have good expectations of this kind of game. I'm just saying. I've been like listening to a lot of hype, and the hype never lives up to it.
Does.
But let's move on. We're going to move on to the next. We're going to go in order of the actual conferences that they went up. So we got Microsoft, which they opened up with a little Halo Infinite trailer, which is interesting because you saw a tweet out or something like that from Ryan McCaffrey, right? And you said it was probably going to be from 2020 into the next console, which is going to be the next console.
Yeah. Which
is interesting because like now we're going into another transitional period of consoles. Kind of feels like that we were already going through that right now with the Scorpio, but it's. This console probably is going to be more beefier, obviously.
Well, they've talked about it being like not necessarily a generational gap. So I think the Xbox One was like 3 years in, maybe 4, when it came out into like the Xbox One life cycle. So like if 2020 is the date for, I think Project Scarlet is the name of their next console, or like the code name for the next console or whatever.
Scarjo,
sorry. So it would be like it would be 3 years in, to get like basically an Xbox One Y. It's probably like kind of what it'll be.
Okay.
So
we'll see.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too.
They were teasing it though. They were talking about Phil Spencer was out there. He's talking about how like we've got people working on like the foundation and all the like different apps and stuff you can use. And we got people working on this. We got people working on this. And it's like, and we also have like people working on our next.
So I like how people are giving them credit for opening these 5 new studios. But my problem is that maybe I think these studios should have opened up a long time ago, like a lot longer ago, or they should have been hunting down more talent like this at the launch of the Xbox.
Right. I think in Xbox's defense,
Xbox One.
I agree with you that that's something that they should have done. I think one is that they didn't believe that they were going to stumble out of they truly believed that the whole like Xbox as like a platform for everything, like TV, movies, games, all in one kind of box, whereas PlayStation went the just like video game route. I think like they did not expect that to backfire on them the way it did. And to at least Phil Spencer's defense with the whole purchasing of the studios, he was not the head of Xbox when Xbox One launched.
That's true. That is true.
So he came in and he's like, all right, this is what we need to do. And like I think Xbox has really recovered under his wing.
Video game guy.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like guys, we're not an all-in-one. We're a video game console, and I think that's what they're attacking it with. But I'm saying like these kind of decisions should have been made at the launch of Xbox, so that we are like Xbox should have been guaranteed not better IP, but definitely a good variety of IP, especially new IP that would have been.
I also think that I do have one criticism, but like I also think they like how they didn't see themselves stumbling out the gate. I think that they did have some at least interesting ideas with new IP first party, Recore. Quantum Break from Remedy, and Sunset Overdrive, but like none of those really
not commercial success. They weren't like
they weren't Sony's like 9.5/10s.
Yeah, exactly. Critically a success.
Right. So they stumbled there. So it wasn't necessarily. I don't really feel like personally that it was a lack of effort. It was just like it didn't go the way that they planned.
Yeah.
And so this is them kind of backpedaling a little bit. It's like okay, and this is so they acquired real quick. We'll run through these. They acquired 5 studios. Or acquired 4 studios and built 1. So the initiative is going to be like a first-party new studio. It's like right in Sony Santa Monica's backyard. It's also in Santa Monica. They acquired Playground, which really isn't that surprising because they were the ones that make Forza. Forza's already an Xbox exclusive franchise.
It makes sense.
Nah, who really cares if they acquire?
It's not really. It's already.
Some people got Playground and got paid, and that's really the only thing that happened. Ninja Theory, who make the Devil May Cry games and make Hellblade. So a lot of people think that Ninja Theory, they're like most excited for that one because like they're going to be the one to introduce like the next big new IP for Microsoft.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see. Compulsion Games is the creators of We Happy Few, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and then Undead Labs, the creators of State of Decay. So like really 3 of those 5 are not really surprising.
Yeah.
So,
but it's
a little
good.
bit of a criticism.
It's in the
but
good
it's
direction.
definitely a step in the right direction.
Because what they can possibly do, like how Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch have really evolved in their IP.
Mm-hmm.
Allow them that creative freedom to let's not necessarily take a risk. Let's not make a sequel. Let's start something new here and build some trust. Build some. This is why I want an Xbox console.
Right, but all these things, regardless of what obviously Undead Labs just put out State of Decay 2, and We Happy Few comes out not in just a few months. So like after that, like we're not going to probably see anything from these guys until like Project Scarlet comes around. Like I imagine that all 5 of these studios
will have something.
Will have a game
plus
within the first year of the next system.
Plus Gears 5 or what's Epic.
Yeah, Epic.
But yeah, that's a good thing. Is there anything you saw that was like a real noticeable game on the list that we have here?
I've always been really excited for We Happy Few.
It looks interesting. I like the art style.
Yeah, it's like it kind of. And I've had it on Game Preview for a while. I know they've put out a few updates since I last played it because I got it pretty early into when it was available on Game Preview. But it's very like kind of Bioshocky sort of feel, like both in art style and just like how the game works. So I'm pretty excited for that. The ones that really kind of surprised me, I would say Dying Light 2. I think that game looked really sick. I've never played the first one, but like the trailer,
really underrated for sure. Definitely.
Have you played it?
Yeah, it definitely was it was like Viagra for like the zombie genre in a way. Like it added it's kind of like playing Mirror's Edge with zombies, but with like a slew of just way to play the game. You can play it stealthy like that, or you can play like real in your face, just like hey, I'm here, or like there's just like a ton of like other weapons as well that you can really scavenge for, and then you also
I'll have to try that out.
Yeah, definitely. I think is it? No, I don't think it's on Games Pass.
I don't think it is. I was looking,
but I know it's on sale at the moment because of E3.
Oh, okay,
so
I'll try that out.
From what I
one last one real quick is the Shadows Die Twice. That was it's like basically like Activision Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game that also looked pretty cool. There was a lot of things. I think they had overall a really, really strong conference. I was really happy to see the number of third-party games that...
Yeah, so that was one thing I wanted to notice, is that I've seen a lot of other people talk about how a lot of more third parties are not jumping ship, but are more trusted, because I think the hardware is better on the Xbox, obviously, than the PS3, or PS4. So it's probably those guys. And then maybe they might have paid them a little bit more to get them onto the stage as well. Who knows? But like Sekiro, that one? That was
Shadows Die Twice, yeah.
That one, and obviously they got Division, they got Metro onto the stage, and then what else they got? Dying Light, like you already said, and
Devil May Cry,
and what was the other? Tomb Raiders, never mind. Yeah, so like those kind of games,
Just Cause.
So like they might have the opportunity of getting like exclusive content on there and whatnot, but I don't think that makes it that much of a difference.
The last one here is the most important. Cyberpunk 2077, the new RPG from CD Projekt Red, which is the
Blade Runner 2.0.
Basically, yeah. So CD Projekt Red, if you guys don't know, is the maker of all the
Witcher games.
Yeah, so it was a pretty big deal for them to have the showing. I mean, I don't expect them to have really for any of those games necessarily like exclusive content. I don't think, although I guess maybe something like the way I equate it is always how Destiny was treated at PlayStation. Like there were people that thought Destiny was a PS4 exclusive just because of like how the marketing deal went. So hopefully Microsoft will get really get their teeth into some of these games, and so that they'll have that sort of relationship.
I think a big one is Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that's a big win for Microsoft to get that onto the console, even though they were probably going to do it anyways, but the exclusiveness of that game on the PlayStation over the years, that definitely is like, finally, okay, we gotta, because like Metal Gear for the longest time was an exclusive. So getting that game over, so it's like, regardless of like this game being shown 3 times at the conference, 3 different conferences, I think that they have the biggest they got the biggest kind of not pop, but like the biggest win out of all the other conferences, regardless if it was a different trailer or not. So I think that was like a boost for them.
Mm-hmm.
Crackdown 3. I don't really care.
Terry Crews.
Whatever. Josh is super excited for that game. But it is what it is. That game's.
The game just keeps getting delayed.
Yeah, I don't know how that game keeps getting delayed, but it's whatever. I don't know. They just need to get some Rockstar guys and just throw them onto that team, or get some of the old Saints Row guys. Like, here, make us a game, please. And
yeah.
And then obviously they got Fallout 4, or not Fallout 4. They got Fallout 76, and then they announced Fallout 4, ESO, and I think there was another title on there that they added on Game Pass.
As of today, if you want to download these right now, it's The Division, ESO, and Fallout 4. And then they also announced that the Master Chief Collection was going to be coming to Games Pass, but I don't think that's happened yet.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get all of the Halos, and Halo 5 and both the Halo War games are already on Games Pass.
So yeah, Games Pass just got even better, basically.
Oh yeah.
So you can just literally buy an Xbox now, get Games Pass, and you're set.
You'll have all the gears, all the Halos, Fallout 4, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So you'll have enough time, which it's beneficial. It draws people more in. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about Microsoft? That was big.
I'm excited. I guess they announced the Gears of War Tactics
and Battletoads too.
Oh yeah, and Battletoads. The Tactics game is PC only, so I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. It's like a turn-based strategy for the Gears of War franchise.
Probably similar to like XCOM.
Maybe, yeah. It's being made by Splash Damage, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen there. I don't really understand what they're going for with the Gears Pop game, mobile game that they announced, but I guess to each his own.
Oh, PUBG! I forgot about that.
PUBG, I feel like I like PUBG, but I feel like that part of the show was a bit of like a lull. It was.
What do you mean?
It was just like I don't know that I care anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, you personally,
I guess, and I felt like the crowd, like the live audience that was there, like I feel like they didn't care either.
Well, it's good that this is on like this. I like how they got the exclusive on that, but like obviously we get delays, and that's unfortunate. But it's on the console. There's nothing you can do about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I just don't feel like them having PUBG as an exclusive carries the weight that it did when it was announced anymore.
I guess.
Like
it'd be interesting.
But that was like a pre-Fortnite world too.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting too if like that was another studio that they bought later on. That'd be kind of interesting. Into like where once this game is finally polished,
give them some money.
Yeah, once this game is finally polished, then like I think they would definitely draw some people over.
Yeah.
So yeah, we saw the new Tomb Raider. That was pretty much it that I saw. That was like really just out there. I know Just Cause 4 is on there, but I don't really trust that game. I don't think it's even like worthy to look at, really, to be honest with you. But
one thing I'm curious to see is like the Cyberpunk trailer was sick. There was one thing that I saw, like a breakdown of the trailer, and at one point when so it looked like there was like a computer screen in the background, kind of like the background of when the trailer started, and it was scrolling all of these 5x5 Xbox codes, or at least that's what they look like redeemable codes where it's like 5 blocks of 5 characters. And so, like, there were people trying to. I need to like look it up and see like if people were able to redeem any of those, if there was anything there.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Interesting, yeah. There was all kinds of really interesting things in the background of that Cyberpunk trailer. You should like look up if you get a chance, look up a breakdown of that trailer.
So wait, quick question: is Devil May Cry 5 going to be an exclusive?
No.
So it's anything after.
But they just have the marketing deal.
So everything after that for that studio
will be
okay.
Yeah.
How's that?
Oh, no. I think Ninja Theory is no longer the people making Devil May Cry, but they made Devil May Cry.
Oh, okay.
Devil May Cry is Capcom now, I think.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or maybe it's published by Capcom.
I see clearly now. The rain is gone.
All right, move on.
Yes, let's move on. We are going to move to Bethesda. What a show! Woo! I mean, it wasn't the weirdest.
An awkward show is what it was.
But very cringy. I remember we were texting in our chat about what's going on. Really went over time for sure on the sense of like, why is this dragging so long? Segments that did not belong or didn't even have to be in there. If they would have done what Square Enix did this year or what Nintendo did, they probably would have had the best conference.
Yeah.
Easy, hands down. But unfortunately, they decided to do some
Whatever
weird
it
stuff.
was,
Some
whatever
weird
it
stuff.
was, the circus that it was.
Like Elder Scrolls Legends didn't probably need to be there,
right?
Or maybe just a trailer. Of, hey guys, this is new. This is it. Boom, and then you're out. But I mean, I guess they do that so they get the people to download the game, which is it's a good tactic. It's a good way to get people involved. Same thing with Elder Scrolls Blades. It's like, where's Elder Scrolls 6?
We don't need to see mobile games at our E3 conference.
Exactly.
It took them 12 minutes, by the way, too, when their conference started. They started with like some weird musical number before Rage 2. It took them 12 minutes before they actually showed any gameplay or anything like that.
It would have been cool
at an E3 press conference.
I think it would have been better to have done like the actual gameplay over that song while they were playing that live song. That would have been like, it would have made more sense to have like the trailer play with that song, but like it was the whole song, so I don't know how they would have done that. One thing I liked was Quake Champions. I actually already downloaded that. And
I downloaded it today, but I haven't played it yet.
It's a lot of fun. I like it. Definitely a cool little perk, I guess they did, or one thing that they've succumbed to, I guess, whatever. Just like get the people. Maybe there wasn't as the population wasn't.
This one's just a trial, though. It's not free permanently, right?
I think the guy said even though this is a trial, after this it's permanent or something like that. It's weird. Okay. I have to double check because I remember that's the only reason why I downloaded it. I was like, wait, I get this for free now? Like, okay, cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested in playing Quake Champions from Bethesda, I think you have until at least the 17th, I think, to download Quake Champions for free, and you can try it out.
Yeah, unless that, then it's $30.
Right.
So, yeah. The biggest game, obviously, on this was Fallout 76. Then we got the reveal of it. What do you think of the multiplayer? That last little announcement was like, hey guys, you're not going to be able to play this by yourself, because we were thinking like, hey, why don't we just throw a bunch of people in this universe or this little world and have them kill each other? So basically, that's what it's going to be. Just like Rust in a way. Hopefully not exactly like Rust, because Rust is a pain and sad, and there was a lot of spent hours on that game that I cannot get back. But I mean, what do you think? What are you thinking about this?
I like the Fallout games. I'm very skeptical of this game because I don't feel like Fallout is a first-person shooter, and I feel that's basically what this is. Like, you can't have VATS if the person that you're shooting at is another person.
Yeah. So
I'm just afraid of how like the mechanics are going to work in this game. Also, games like this they're like how much fun you have. I know these games aren't at all related, but Sea of Thieves, one of the problems you can run into in Sea of Thieves is that you spawn too close to the person that just killed you, and so you like get into this cycle where you're just like dying constantly. So I'm curious to know how that sort of system is going to work. Like, is it going to drop you into a new lobby if you're killed? Is it going... Because, like, otherwise, I guess they can't really do that because you'll lose everything that you built.
Okay, and they said you're not going to lose everything you lost.
So I just hope you don't get stuck in this cycle where it's like someone that has a bigger, better house than you and bigger, better guns comes and kills you, and then you spawn in your house and they just kill you again. And it's like...
This sounds exactly like communism. I'm very obviously skeptical. I mean, it's fortunate or a good thing that they've allowed you to play this game by yourself as well, which I might do. I'm not too happy in a sense that they did online. I thought like when they announced it and everything, I was like, oh, it's 4 times bigger? Oh, wow, this is really big. Okay. And then like they announced that, oh, you get to play with people. I'm like, that's when I was like,
yeah.
Okay. I don't want to play with Anthony that bad, but okay, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see, because maybe I might have like if you're allowed multiple characters, I'll have a character by myself and then maybe a character that plays with you guys. But other than that, that's probably it. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm hoping it's not going to be a grind. I'm hoping it doesn't play like Division. I hope it just plays like Fallout, but with just the online element added to it. That's it. I don't want to have to get a bunch of different types of weapons, like or a certain weapon for every level. You know what I mean? In a way, just so it just levels up with you because you're leveling up. I don't just keep it simple. Don't add those kind of MMO elements to it to where this game you don't want to play this game anymore. Basically, that's my one thing. It's kind of interesting though how quick they got to this. I was kind of right.
You mean triggering how quick?
Oh, I mean, I'm not. Did we have the conversation where I said about like the West Virginia thing?
I don't think so.
No, it was with Jones. It was a couple days before But I remember I saw some articles about how they said it was going to be in West Virginia before anything. I think that these guys made this documentary or something like that on how like a guy was wearing a certain shirt and it was like a West Virginia kind of like, oh, it's probably going to be West Virginia, and then like literally West Virginia. So
I think they. Okay, I'll let you have that. I think we already knew that though.
Did we?
Because the vault that they are coming out of for this Vault 76. There's like, if you go into the older Fallout games,
it says it's in West Virginia.
There are like terminals and stuff that like give you information on what like Fallout 76 is a vault in like the existing Fallout lore.
Okay. That makes sense. Never mind. Okay. F it.
But I like the like it looks nice. It looks like basically it looks like an updated like Fallout 4 plus.
Yeah.
Like the environment and all that. I'm excited for the setting. Curious to see how they introduce like if there's anything going on in the vault. I know that they said it was like a control vault or whatever, but there's always crazy things happening there.
Wolfenstein. I'm not a Wolfenstein guy. Josh is a Wolfenstein guy. I'm not really too ecstatic about it, but it's good that they're already. Hey guys, we're gonna get some more Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein VR. What was the other one? Prey, which I thought it was a full length title, but apparently it didn't look like it.
It's DLC for Prey. Yeah.
So it was kind of weird. I was like, wait, what?
So the one they're introducing a new game plus. I have not played Prey, but they're introducing a new game plus, and they're introducing this like game mode where there's one person hunting mimics.
Oh, okay.
That's what this Typhon Hunter thing is. So like it's almost like that Call of Duty game mode that everyone likes to play, where you can like run around. As, like,
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
Okay, and you can like run around as like a chair.
Oh, that?
Or like you can like turn yourself into something and hide.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, it's basically that. So like the mimics can turn themselves into like any object on the map.
Okay.
So you could be like a mug sitting on the table, and like there's one player trying to hunt all the mimics.
Okay, I get what you're saying. All right.
So that's like kind of what they're going for there. They talked about Fallout 76, and then they went into Elder Scrolls, and I was like,
here it comes, guys.
Elder Scrolls Blades coming to iOS and Android. Like, no, why you gotta do this to me?
Gotcha. I mean, I'm not too.
It's like Skyrim with Oblivion graphics. Is what it looks like.
And then the big things this is why I'm probably not too happy about this conference was the last two announcements. On Bethesda at all. Like, I was just like, I know you got a big dick, guys, but guys, what do we do every year? You don't announce it until it's at E3 that year that you're gonna, and it's gonna come out that year. And I was a little disappointed in them. I mean, I want Elder Scrolls 6. Don't get me wrong, but to get it in this way, I'm like, guys, come on. We're not PlayStation over here, all right? We're not telling you, hey guys, you're gonna get this game eventually. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Sorry, my phone's going off. I apologize.
Doggy.
But yeah, I was a little disappointed in Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 5 or 6 announcement, just because
they weren't really anything except.
I know, but like that's what I'm saying though. Like, don't say anything at all. Like, what I'm saying is like, I think I felt like they only did this because like they had nothing else to really show after that.
That's exactly right.
But
I'm disappointed.
That's my problem.
But it was like
problem.
The Starfield and Elder Scrolls reveals. I put ETA 2037, ETA 2043 because Todd Howard, was it Todd Howard? I think it was Todd Howard. He even said that like these are like Starfield is next gen, and Elder Scrolls 6 is after that. So we're looking like probably minimum 3 years for Starfield. My problem is like since they announced this, I don't want to see them say anything about this next two games at the next whatever E3s until that year it comes out. That's my problem. Honestly, I don't even like just looking what they have here. I don't know when Wolfenstein Youngblood is coming out. Probably like next fall, but they're not going to have anything worthy of a press conference next year. Yeah, I feel like I feel like Bethesda should just maybe go to like an every other or every third. Or just a 30-minute thing, or whatever. 20-minute thing. Keep it really short, because Rage 2 is going to come out unless it gets delayed. Rage 2 is going to come out before E3 next year. Quake Champions will already be out. Elder Scrolls Legends is still going. Prey DLC, Wolfenstein stuff. Fallout 76 will have already been released. So like they have nothing in the pipeline that we're aware of besides Starfield and Elder Scrolls, and those games are years away. Yeah, so like there's only probably one game they have ready for next year, which might be Doom 2 or Doom Eternal. Oh, I skipped that on this list. Yeah, Doom Eternal, and then the new Wolfenstein will be next year.
but then they'll probably have maybe one more title, and then that's pretty much it.
Maybe like a Dishonored.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like
it was really disappointing because it took them all of like it felt like filler, and it was, but at the same time, it was only. I guess you can't really end on Elder Scrolls Blades, but like it only took them 3 minutes to show both Starfield and Elder Scrolls because like there's nothing there for Elder Scrolls. Starfield they showed you a planet in space, and Elder Scrolls they showed you a map of somewhere in Tamriel, and then the Elder Scrolls logo, and that was it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm probably not going to get Rage 2 now, because once I saw Fallout 76 what it was, so now I'm probably not going to get Rage 2. Unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm not pure anymore.
What did Rage 2 do to you?
Fallout and Rage 2, just too much. Just too much. Maybe I'll make
Fallout
it
is this, Fallout Rage is in next year.
We'll see, man. We'll see how I feel. There's too many spring titles already.
No.
Next
spring title is it's like everyone says this every year.
Title.
It's like, oh my gosh, look at quarter one.
Quarter one this upcoming.
But what happens every year is 3/4 of those games end up in the fall.
We'll see, dude. Because like this whole beginning of next year is going to be, if this all holds, this is a crazy. That's going to be a crazy.
If everything holds, the first 3 months of 2019 are going to be very lit.
Yes. All right. Let's move on. Let's go through Square Enix real quick.
Whew. Square Enix went through Square Enix real quick.
Yeah.
This is only a 30-minute show.
Exactly. This is what I think what Bethesda should have did. Just keep it nice and quick. Get to the point. Just lay it out on the table, and then let everyone just drop their draws. That's it. That's all you need to do. I'm not going to play any of these games, but I respect the way they displayed everything. I have a lot more respect for Square. All they need to do is deliver on all this.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm waiting for. So maybe I might be persuaded to actually go buy a Square game, which I probably still won't, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't have anything too big. I kind of sped through the conference. Wasn't too crazy. I think the only possible game I'm going to get is Kingdom Hearts, just because like I want to be a little kid again. I want to play with Elsa. But yeah.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Dude, Olaf was lit. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, it's what else? Is there anything big that you want to talk about with the Square? I know I'm super quick, just like how the conference was.
Yeah. I don't really care about. There was a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff. I realized that I also skipped over the Dragon Quest 11 announcement.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm mildly interested in the Octopath Traveler. First off, that's a really dumb name.
Well, it's like 007 Octopussy, I think it was. Is that what that movie's called?
Yeah, there is a 007
so it's like it's a weird title, but
I guess. But the Octopath Traveler thing, like when the game was announced, it was announced as Project Octopath Traveler. Like that was their code name.
Oh.
And then like they went so long without ever saying anything about the game that like it just kind of became known as Octopath Traveler, and they're like, nah, we're gonna stick with it. So I'm just because there's not really a whole lot that I actually play on my Switch, I'm kind of mildly curious about that. And it seems if you're interested in playing Octopath Traveler, there's been a couple of free demos that have been released on the Switch. If you have one and you want to play, I don't really care about Kingdom Hearts. There wasn't really enough of the Quiet Man to really get me interested. So overall, I personally I felt the Square Enix was like a little bit of a waste of 30 minutes for me.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people that love these
and that was
titles,
just right.
So that's personal. But we're saying it the way they did it was good.
It was good.
This is
get in, get out.
Yeah, get in, get out. Exactly. So good on to you, Square Enix. Just deliver the goods, and maybe next year I might pay attention a little bit more. So that was quick. Like how that was. Like you want to keep moving? Let's keep moving. All right, Ubisoft. Ubisoft, whatever you want to pronounce it. I think one of the best conferences, I feel. Not that they got in and out, but they definitely displayed a lot of good titles. And this is why I think the day that I say that Ubisoft might be getting there to Bethesda and Rockstar after this one. I was not that I was like too impressed, but I'm like, all right, Bethesda, Ubisoft, I see you.
Okay.
All right,
I'm curious. Please, the floor is yours. I'm curious.
Division 2, I'm actually getting somewhat excited for it. So
that second trailer, not the trailer that was at the Xbox thing, but the trailer that was here.
Yeah.
With like, it started with like the little girl or whatever, and like it got farther and farther from the side. That trailer was sick.
Yeah. So I'm starting to warm up to this game. I enjoyed playing with the friends, but I didn't enjoy the game itself.
I understand. I know that. Yeah.
So hopefully maybe they change the experience up a little bit. Maybe add some different elements that's going to make it more difficult or less difficult. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll probably get that game. One thing I liked was what's it called? Rainbow Six Siege. They're like, hey guys, we're gonna go. I forgot what they said. There was like 50 operators behind them or something like that.
They want to end up with 100.
Yeah, but I think the guy said like, oh, these are
the
possible
yeah.
operator or the actual operators that you're gonna see eventually, which is kind of cool. I think the way they've done this game, like I said, it was my game of the year it came out. This game, I think this is like something like why I'm respecting Ubisoft a little bit more. I think they understand like, hey, you don't need to make a game every year for this kind of thing. And I hope they take some plays out of the book for the Assassin's Creeds. And what's the other? There's another title I'm thinking of. I'm blanking on it.
The Division, For Honor.
No, Ghost Recon. But they're not making a Ghost Recon game this year, so it's good.
Yeah. They didn't even mention Ghost Recon at all.
I think no. There was maybe there was a DLC trailer or something like that in between. I think. Maybe.
Okay. I don't remember them mentioning it.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, I have low expectations for this game already. Just the way the 2 years in a row, just trailers, no gameplay at all. I'm worried about that. I'm just questioning. I'm like, hey guys,
what you doing?
Are you guys working over there? It's like I think that this was like their plan B. Like if their game's probably obviously not working. And they're like, hey, the team that made the cinematic trailer for us, okay, we need to use that. But I'm a little worried about that game just because, like I said, 2 years in a row, the same kind of just trailer. Last year was like a quick announcement thing. This one is like a little bit more extended. You get to know the characters a little bit more. Just Dance, I love the intro. That was a good, catchy intro, and it wasn't like, oh guys, like let's watch us play Let's Dance. It was like, no, we're just gonna have a little fun, get an intro to the show, and then move on. I think that was good. Skull and Bones is probably your kind of game. It's like Sea of Thieves, super expanded, which is kind of cool. But I don't think I'm not biting it too much.
Basically, Sea of Thieves, but with the Assassin's Creed ship, like Assassin's Creed Black Flag ship combat. Yeah.
But it's a new IP, so which is cool in a way. Yeah. Because it's not in the Assassin's Creed universe, right?
No.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Transference, you said you were pretty excited.
Seems like an interesting concept.
It looks interesting. I think since you said you're gonna get it, I'm gonna hear your reaction and you're gonna tell me yes or no to buy it. So again, but I mean that's really on you. Trials, that was a waste of time. Sorry. What else we got? Starlink. Starlink and Rabbids. One thing to note is like I really like how they gotten Nintendo's trust to pit their characters into these games or create games based off these characters as well, and are being somewhat successful. I'm not too much into the Starlink stuff. I think they announced this last year, and then now this is like.
I think that Starlink is like it was interesting what they did with so if you have a Nintendo Switch and you're getting Starlink, it comes with the R-Wing.
The thing they basically gave to what's his name, the Nintendo guy.
Miyamoto.
Yeah, they gave Miyamoto basically.
So he gave an R-Wing from the Star Fox series and like Foxes in the game, but that content is exclusive to the Switch. And then they also announced DLC for Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle Donkey Kong DLC. So yeah, it's interesting. It was cool to see Miyamoto there. He was there last year for the reveal of Mario plus Rabbids. I think this conference for me was just kind of okay. Just Dance, Beyond Good and Evil, even the Rainbow Six Siege that they had up there, the stuff, like they basically just talked about like a documentary that they're making. I really like Siege. It's a really great game.
You think it's dragging on too long?
I would rather have seen them. I think maybe they're like 2 rounds of operators past where they should have gone, and I would have liked to have seen them
have destructible floors.
Cut. Well, like I feel like if they made a Rainbow Six game, maybe they know something we don't, and like we're closer to the next generation. Like maybe the next generation is 2020, and so like they'll make a Siege 2 on the next gen consoles. But I really feel like if they made a Rainbow Six Siege game, even with just like the Xbox One X as like its base, and not the original Xbox One or the original PlayStation, I think that they could have done a lot more in terms of just destructibility and stuff like that. And that's something that I want to see in that game. I want it to be like Like I play a lot of Sledge. I want to be able to hit like anything, anywhere, and break it apart.
I see
that sort of thing. So like, and like I don't want that game to drive. Like if they truly go out to 100 operators, like that game will be so dated at that point.
Yeah.
If like that's like you have to cut it off somewhere. And I feel like the more characters that they're adding, it's getting more and more difficult for them to balance.
Yeah.
And so I just like
so many updates.
I just want them to like just stop and like come back in 2 E3s from now and be like Siege 2 coming out this fall. Like
suck it.
Yeah. Like, I would be all in on that. Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like they're missing a like. They have the Siege kind of shooter, right? But I feel like they're missing like a Battlefield kind of shooter, in a way. Not that I'm saying they need it, but if they did that, even like if they had that kind of like 1 year this one, 1 year that one, in a way, or like 2 years, like you know what I mean, split it up to where like the development's a little bit longer and it's well thought out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I mean. Assassin's Creed has 3 studios, 2 or 3 different studios now working on these games.
3, I think.
Okay. So I wasn't too ecstatic about it. I feel like I trust more. I just don't like the duplication of like the Call of Duty kind of repetitive. Every year we get one. I feel like if you had that one studio that worked on it, and then if they weren't ready that year to release it, then they weren't ready. But if they are ready to release it, I guess it's like a 3-year cycle. I guess, but still, I don't want them to have a schedule at all. I'd rather have them just be able to release the game when it's ready, and to have like the cojones to say, "Yo, guys, check this game out," and like have a real in-depth game. I like the setting of this one. Hopefully, you know, we have like a great big world and whatnot. I think I'm gonna go buy Origins pretty soon. Play that one before
the game's really good.
So I know, yeah, because you said it, and it's on sale, so I'm like, might as well.
Yeah.
And play that one before this one to get because like we were messing with the timeline. I was like, I don't get the timeline, so I got to understand the timeline before I jump to this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Assassin's Creed. I mean, is there anything you want to say about Assassin's Creed?
Well, it's kind of stepping, I feel like, into a little bit more RPG realm than like just like how the combat is changing. There's like dialogue options now. It's a good thing. You can pick your character at the beginning now. You can pick Alexios or Cassandra.
Cassandra, yeah. Cassandra.
As like your character that you're gonna, and you play as that person through the whole game. It's not like not Unity, Syndicate, where you could bounce between Evie and Jacob.
I think it'd be interesting though to maybe have this studio to make the ones that you can choose, and then have one studio actually have like an actual storyline.
Yeah, I guess.
I think with an actual character you play as, you know, go into the animus and whatnot. I would appreciate that a little bit more. That's what I'm getting to, or what I want in the Assassin's Creed games. Like, just have like that one storyline that just makes sense, and then you can have like the universe of Assassin's Creed and allow the other 2 studios to like, you know, have a ball, I guess.
Yeah. I think since Assassin's Creed started as a franchise, there's only been 2 years where there was not a mainline Assassin's Creed that was launched.
Yeah.
And like just 2 years ago, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna let Assassin's Creed breathe. Like, it's gonna be on a hiatus." And like they took 1 year off, and they're like, "Assassin's Creed Origins, here we go." And then like now we're right back in it, like annualizing Assassin's Creed again. Like, I really love Assassin's Creed games, but at the same time, I would be okay if it was like 3 years between games and see like a bigger jump.
Yeah, because I think it's a well-oiled machine by the time you get to that point. I feel like it can compete with your Grand Theft Autos and your Bethesda, like Fallout. Like, I think it has that potential. I feel like I used to respect Assassin's Creed like that until they was like, wait, are they doing this yearly now? And then that's when I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I really wanted to see
online
multiplayer for Assassin's Creed.
Maybe
so I don't think it'll ever happen again.
Maybe I feel like this one it would make sense because I saw the arena stuff.
Yeah.
So like that was like I was like, maybe there's a window.
But like the Assassin's Creed multiplayer was never like an arena. It was.
I know.
It was like hiding from other people.
But the thing too is like maybe they're holding off on it. They might do what the Ghost Recon did when it was just a single player game, and then later on, maybe it's just not ready yet, or they maybe don't have enough confidence. Maybe if they get the community going, like, hey, you know, we want to play some online on this game. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe we can spearhead that. Assassin's Creed Online, guys. That's how Ubisoft.
Hashtag Assassin's Creed.
Hashtag, that. And then hashtag Jacob and Me podcast on that as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to see that. I was disappointed that there was no Ghost Recon I think that the multiplayer in that game is actually really fun. And I was disappointed not to see Splinter Cell. But
Next year,
I guess, yeah.
I
digress.
I mean, they can really do Assassin's Creed one year, Splinter Cell the next year, and then they can do Ghost Recon the next year after that. Like a Ghost Recon, like whatever.
They could do a cycle like that just for the Tom Clancy series.
I know what I'm saying. That's that.
There's so many of them at this point.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I know.
And I feel like they are missing that kind of just Battlefield kind of shooter in a way. But I think they have they can do it. I think they can do it. But anyways, let's keep moving on. We're gonna move to the overhyped conference of the showing, which was the Sony one. Unfortunately, if you don't think that's too bad, you're crazy. Honestly, just when I saw that Death Stranding, I was like, first off, they didn't know how, like, what's with the walking animation, first off? That's what I saw. I was like,
it was, let's watch Norman Reedus walk in different environments.
Yeah, that's what I was like, this is it? This is all you got? I don't care about what kind of story you're telling. I was like, man, just make it a Telltale game then. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm worried. I honestly am worried. Because, like, what was this, the third year or fourth year?
I feel like if this was the fourth.
Like, and this is all we got? I mean, I know they said, like, this is probably going to be a next-gen game, but I'm like...
It's going to be, like, next-gen game.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
That's all right, they're going.
It's just, I'm already sketched out. And that's when, like, I understand people are like, yeah, but we saw gameplay. I'm like, you were excited from that gameplay. And you had the confidence to say, like, I can't wait to play that game. I don't know about that, dude. It's a little sketchy. I think this is where not the tipping point, where, Sony's starting to get, like, a big head. And they're like, no, we got this. Like, no, there's nothing that's going to beat us. And I think this is, like, I'm saying it's going to be disappointing, or I think once the game comes out, it's probably going to be, 9 out of 10, oh my god, another masterpiece, or a 10 out of 10, but, like, that's probably just the way, the Sony boys are going to be putting it out. It's not calling out Sony fanboys or whatever, but I'm concerned about that game. The other game I was concerned about was, what was the other game? Ghost. That game doesn't look good at all.
Really? You don't think so?
I didn't think it looked... It just looks weird.
The thing that concerned me...
It looks like Tekken.
So, I guess maybe a little bit. I thought that, like, the environments were really cool.
Yeah, the environment, but, like, I'm talking about, like, the character model.
Yeah.
And, like, the lighting. I don't know. They have a lot of color in that, but I'm just like, what the...
That was another game for me where I'm concerned, like, how much progress they've made, because that gameplay demo was
very strategic.
It took, like, they started it, he took, like, 10 steps, killed a few dudes, walked, like, a little bit, yeah, got on the horse, rode to, like,
pretty cool field,
couple buildings,
yeah,
fought in the buildings, and then there was, like, this big showdown at the end. So, like, everything kind of looked the same. It looked same-ish to me a little bit.
It kind of reminded me of Sekiro. I was like, this game... Hopefully people are not going to get confused with these two games.
Yeah, maybe. But I think I'm still excited for that game just for the setting.
Okay.
What really bugged me about... So, like, they opened with The Last of Us, but the press conference started in literally a tent.
Oh, okay, yeah. The conference itself was...
They had another musical number. They had this dude out here playing some, like, weird, like, wooden...
Basically exactly like Bethesda. And, like, when are we going to see a game here?
Right, so, like, so they tried to tie it into the trailer itself. So, like, that tent was in The Last of Us 2 trailer. But, like, it didn't really play well. And, like, The Last of Us gameplay trailer was, I thought, pretty cool. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I've read some interesting things recently about how... I guess there are some people out there... like other developers. There was even a guy from, I think, Ubisoft that, like, had to apologize because he called it, like, he straight up said it was fake. And, like, I guess what's kind of the controversy is the way that AI was interacting with Ellie. What they feel like, there are some people, I guess, that feel that scene was scripted.
Oh, because
like, for, like, everywhere where she moved, like, the AI were scripted to do very specific things, and, like, if you were to do whatever you wanted, it would have looked, like, completely different.
They didn't say
the behavior of the AI would not have been nearly
They said
as good.
that it wasn't a playable demo at the conference, right?
But that was gameplay that we were seeing.
But I'm saying, like, is there, like, at the booth, did they say that you were able to play that?
I'm not sure. They didn't put a date on it, so maybe not.
So, okay.
But anyway, there have been some, like, rumblings on Twitter.
Yeah, because I remember
and Reddit that, like,
seeing
that was not real gameplay.
where there was two guys or two enemies, and like she went at one, and like the other dude just like stood there, and then took a swing at her.
Well,
after.
the game, I feel like stuff like they play these gameplay like things through on like easy.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of stuff that didn't really bother me. Basically what they were saying is that that it was either fake and like it was basically scripted, like the movement that Ellie was making and how the AI reacted to that, or that like Naughty Dog has made some sort of breakthrough in like the AI in video games, like their intelligence or like the algorithms that they use. Like it's either very bad news for Naughty Dog, like they faked it, or
great news,
or they like made some sort of
They're
technological
geniuses.
breakthrough. Right. That's kind of like the scenario that seems to be out there right now.
Okay.
But it looked really cool. But they had this because they started in a tent. They literally, and there was a bunch of people complaining on Twitter like they were there at the conference. Like there was literally an intermission in this conference, so that they could move everyone from the tent to like the actual
What I thought
stage.
was weird is that they had like a panel. They were talking about like a pro.
They had to fill time.
A pro Sony panel. I was like, what is this CNN? I'm sorry. Like, what is going on here, man?
So like they talked about Gears of War. They were literally just there filling time. Like we're almost ready for us to resume the conference.
Yeah.
Like every 5 minutes is like just a few minutes more, and we'll be ready to resume.
This is why like
it was really weird.
That whole like debacle basically. Just
I think it was.
What is? I get you guys have a big dick. understand, but like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is like where it's starting to get to the douchey zone in a way.
I also realized on this list that I accidentally skipped over Spider-Man. They showed off Spider-Man.
Well, you kind of put a thing in the chat that was like he kind of just like he's floating.
He does when
when
he's swinging through the city or whatever. Like when he lets go and there's no web, it feels like he's just floating there, and then like maybe like he doesn't fall.
Maybe Spider-Man floats.
I don't know. Like his movements and stuff look really cool.
I didn't like.
Hopefully the controls are a little bit more than just like the quick time kind of things that they seem to be.
I like half of like the enemies, what they look like, their models, whatever. But like the other half, I was like, eh.
That whole scene at the raft, that was very linear. Just like you're going down hallways, even though like when they were like when he was chasing that thunder lightning guy like around, I forgot it. I'm blanking on
Shock.
No. Yeah, something like that. Like chasing him around, like everything's falling around him, but like in a very scripted like it was a very very linear sequence. In the post show. They did show a little bit more of like the open world, kind of like go wherever.
I remember saying that. Yeah, he was like on like a little like tower thing, and then he did like a pan around.
Right. Yeah. So, but like the movement in the open world seemed just like he was floating. It was really weird.
It seems like an Infamous
like there was no
kind of,
gravity
like, build in a way. It's probably going to be very similar to Infamous. It's just that you're Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe. So, but I like Spider-Man, but I don't know. That game doesn't really excite me too much. It seems a little.
I wasn't very excited when we saw the first look at the game. I was just like very disappointed. I was like, I thought this was gonna be like Batman.
Yeah,
but Batman's kind of linear too.
And there was no. Oh no, Spider-Man comes out in just a couple months. I think it's August.
It's their big fall release.
August or September.
And then,
and they talked about there's a remaster for Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil is not really a franchise that's ever really spoken to me, but like January 25th of next year is going to be the Resident Evil 2 remaster. I know there were a lot of people clamoring for that. And then the last one I think here that we haven't talked about is Control. So Control is a new game from Remedy. They're the people that make Alan Wake and Quantum Break.
Which is kind of interesting because now they're basically leaving Microsoft.
Right, yeah. A lot of people we were talking earlier about the studios that Microsoft bought, a lot of people thought that Remedy might have been one of those.
I mean, I thought like it was always like that, or like that already, kind of like that. But like Rare's not really a studio they own either. I don't think.
No, I think they own Rare.
They own Rare now?
Yeah,
okay.
Because they have Banjo, and that's what gave them Battletoads.
Oh, okay.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
No, okay. Never mind. So like that, it kind of felt like it was already naturally there, but I guess not. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what Control becomes. But like overall, there was no dates for anything but Spider-Man and Resident Evil.
A lot of people saying next year's E3 they're going to be like it's going to be look like Stan Marsh in that South Park episode in the room where he finds the computer by himself. And it's just ectoplasm everywhere apparently. Honestly, over this whole Sony thing was just like the way they said it, the way they displayed everything, the way they went out and did everything, regardless if you're a fanboy or not of that, I would have been disappointed. Because I've been disappointed with Microsoft stuff. I'm like, what is going on? Like, and you know, I get that they have these great titles, and what I've really noticed is like it's just like the over the shoulder kind of titles in a way, too.
Third person.
Yeah. So like I think like Xbox is like if they make a game exactly like that, they basically copy and paste. I wouldn't be surprised. If like one of their bigger titles is going to be similar.
Now that I'm looking at this, I don't think there's a single first person game on this list. The Last of Us is not, God of War, Call of Duty, I guess. But that's not their game.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, Control, Resident Evil 2 was over the shoulder, Kingdom Hearts is not first person. So like there's not any first person titles here though.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I feel like are they not able to tell a story in first person?
I don't know. It's just probably like they probably just leave it up to the.
Because I mean, might as well go with your bread and butter in a way, like be able to show the world and like show the character, kind of like know the character a little bit more. You're attached to it. I'm just saying.
Maybe
I'm thinking about it in my head.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Anyway,
it's whatever. Let's keep moving on.
The final conference.
The final conference.
The one that I was the most excited for.
I think probably one of the best conferences. Well, we'll get into it.
Really?
After this.
Okay.
Here we go. I don't even know where to start, honestly. We'll save Smash at the end for Nintendo. We're talking about the Nintendo conference.
Yeah.
So we got like Super Mario Party got announced, basically, which is good.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
Interesting way. Like,
did you see the two switches?
That was pretty cool.
It was.
All right, so we're gonna get to that part. What about me? So Overcooked 2 got announced as well, which is cool.
Online multiplayer for that game.
Yes. What's it called? There was another game on here that got announced. That's third party, but I'm not remembering which one it was.
Well, Fortnite is being ported.
Yeah, ported. There was another.
Octopath Traveler is third party.
Wasn't there like another one that was like a third party that was only announced on this, not at the other conferences? I'm blinking.
Killer Queen was announced.
Was it that one?
Only Switch.
Okay.
But that was just one of the. They had like a little indie section. It was like Overcooked, Killer Queen, and Hollow Knight.
Okay.
Killer Queen was they haven't mentioned at least any other platforms for that. I've actually heard really good things about that game, Killer Queen.
Okay. Well, I like Overcooked, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2 got announced. Niche audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. We saw more of that. Basically, Pokemon Go.
They didn't really have any new information for that. It was just like, I guess the only thing that they added new was that
Pokeball.
We already knew about the Pokeball.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
oh.
But we didn't know that the Pokeball comes with Mew.
Oh, okay.
That was what they added in. So like, if you buy, I think they said it was $20, $19.99 US dollars, is for the Pokeball, and then like if you buy that, you get Mew.
That's good.
It's kind of cheating.
Yeah.
So Tim Geddes for the thing, he was like pay to win in Pokemon.
I guess not really. We'll see.
It's Mew, dude.
Whatever. Lugia all day.
Yeah. Not in this game. That was a general.
Okay.
All right.
Fire Emblem. I kind of like that game. It looked interesting.
It looked a lot better. I liked the way it looked a lot better just because of instead of having the individual characters fighting each other in these like grand battles, it had like kind of like foot soldiers around each one of them.
Squad, basically.
Yeah. So like it made it look a little bit better, I think.
Yeah. And then finally we got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Woo!
Probably, honestly, I don't want to be dick or like probably the best game out of all this E3 to be announced. I feel.
Ooh. I would say the Red Dead wasn't there, but I would say the best game
like E3 itself.
The best game coming out this year.
That came out at E3.
That was revealed at E3 for like the end of 2018. Because like you get into like.
Sorry, Fallout.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean you got Ice Climbers. You got Ice Climbers. I got Snake.
Dude. Like they brought back, it just kept going and going.
I was like,
oh, they brought Ice Climbers back, and then like they like Snake.
I'm basically like, dude, oh, Snake. I finished like 5 minutes ago. Stop.
So like they brought back Snake, and then just like, and then I think when Snake popped up, they were like, everyone is here, and it was like, okay, whatever.
What do you mean everyone?
And then it was like Wolf, and then like Toon Link and Young Link.
Everyone.
It just kept going and going, and like Ryu and Bayonetta and Cloud and Shulk, and
then
like
plus
everyone.
Whatever else they're gonna announce later down the line as well. Plus, the game looked good. The game looked really good, especially on the new hardware.
Yeah.
this is where my point where I get into. This is where I might actually get one eventually.
Hey, that's what I like to hear.
So I'm gonna look. I got my dad's discount and whatnot too as well. So
how you get that Black Friday sale?
That too.
Because that'll be the Black Friday sale will be big this year because it'll be before Smash.
So. Yeah, because there's some games that I would actually play on the Switch, like that are not built or exclusives on the Switch, but I would feel like it would be better to play on the Switch. Like
a lot
Mega
of the
Man,
indie
like,
games,
all of the like side scroller games, I feel like would be perfect on the Switch.
So like 5 to 10, all of the 5 to 10 hour games are like great for that.
Yeah, like me, I think did the new Castlevania come out on the Switch or not? It's not Castlevania. It's the one one of the old developers that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that would be interesting to play on the Switch as well. Yeah. So like those kind of like side scroller games.
Yeah.
So like this is like where I'm like, all right, this looks good. I'm not gonna play Breath of the Wild if I do get it. I'm not gonna play Odyssey. Not that I don't want to play. I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
But like these kind of games and the side scroller games where I can just like pop in where I'm like doing a sim on like Out of the Park or something like that and play that at the same time and watch TV. Do my multitasking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I like the conference. I like how like it was short and sweet. There was nothing too crazy. There wasn't like cringy moments. There wasn't. There was good announcements. They had enough weight to all this.
Yeah. I think the Nintendo conference for me was good, not great. I think what it was lacking was obviously. I think that personally, I love Smash. Smash is my favorite Nintendo property, but they spent way too long. Like after. When they finished the character reveal trailer, and then they went into like, here's everything new, and like they went into like the nitty gritty detail,
the specifics of, like, on the characters,
things that are different. Like they did not. That was a Nintendo Treehouse thing.
That could have been a thing where they showed the when you actually go to like the booth and like this is what they're showing. Basically.
Right. So I was a little like I think they went on too long with Smash, but like I'm super stoked for Smash. And they announced. They obviously we kind of knew already that the Inklings were going to be there just from like the reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Then they announced Daisy and they announced Ridley from the Metroid franchise.
Yeah, the villain.
So there'll probably be a couple more. They had like a little amiibo. There's going to be new amiibo for all the new characters, or the characters that they're bringing back. And then like they had a little like display out that had the Daisy and Ridley amiibos in the middle, and then 2 like amiibo stands with like just Smash Brother like signs on them. Like, I feel like maybe we might get a couple more characters before E3 is done. I think
they can really expand on, like, the villains. Bringing more of the villains into the like, Smash world, I think would be interesting. Even though there's a lot of heavy hitters, and usually the villains are the heavy hitter guys. But it'd be interesting to get one of, like, a villain that's, like, not a heavy hitter, but, like, kind of, like, light on his feet or something like that. Just to, mix it up.
So I'm super excited for Smash. Disappointed that it's all the way, like, at the end of December. I'm really excited for Super Mario Party. I guess they like gave up numbering these games. I think the last one was Mario Party 10. And they had one on the DS. That was another thing. There was no mention of the 3DS at this entire conference. Not one thing.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
A good thing.
I think it's like they're slowly but surely moving on.
Jack letting go or Rose letting go of Jack, basically. Yeah. That's what it's a good thing. It's inevitable as well.
So I'm stoked for. I'm more excited than I thought it would be for Fire Emblem. I don't really care about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. What was missing, like what kept this from being great is like last year they said that hey, we're gonna just focus on things that are coming out in 2017, but they ended up teasing that Metroid Prime 4, and then like this year they're like hey look, we're only gonna focus on things that are coming out in 2018, and they didn't have that. They didn't sneak in that one extra thing. Like revealing Super Mario Party was cool. Like I'm sure that game will be great. That game's like been waiting. That franchise has been waiting for something like the Switch.
Well, I think the problem too with what they had with last year with the Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, that was like that's all right, guys. Let's spread this out a little bit more. Well, I think it's gonna be better. It's gonna add the ecosystem for this console is gonna be out there now. It's gonna be spreading. It's spreading.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go.
I just feel like it was missing that one little reveal, like whether. Maybe it would be Animal Crossing. I understand why it wasn't Pokemon, like the actual next generation of Pokemon, which they've already announced is going to be like new Pokemon, I think new region, like stuff like that. So like that's next year too. But what I like thinking back in hindsight, what I think they really missed was like a Super Mario Strikers. I think if they had they could have taken advantage of the World Cup being this year. And introducing what I think actually is probably their best of the sports franchises.
I don't know.
And I think it was missing just that that B-level Mario game be it like a sports title or maybe even like a Paper Mario RPG.
Yeah.
I think it was just missing that like one more thing that would have really capped off. They spent half this conference was Smash, half the stuff was just like, here's stuff we're working on.
Hey, but we're gonna Smash though.
I know. I just wish it had like the Metroid Prime 4 reveal last year was literally like just 5 seconds and they showed you a logo and everyone lost their mind. Like I wish they would have like teased Animal Crossing or teased a new Mario sports title.
I think that if they would have just told it, like they showed the logo for the new
or an advanced
for the Pokemon.
Bring back
game.
Advance Wars. Hashtag Advance Wars 2019.
Like if they would have just showed you a logo for the new Pokemon game, I think that would have been it.
Well, we already know it.
I know, but like actually
show say Pokemon.
Yeah, like show the two like Pokemon that are going to be. Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. Like the two Pokemon that are going to be on the cover, and that's it.
Venus and Mars.
And I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been
yeah, but the thing,
that would have made the most sense.
I understand why they didn't do Pokemon because they have a much I'm sure if you talk to them, they would say a much weaker Pokemon title coming out, and they can't have like, oh, here's the real Pokemon.
I don't care. I
understand.
You do it at the end, so everyone forgot.
No, I know. But like, you can't like as just like general marketing. Like they can't take a crap on Pokemon. Let's go Pokemon. I understand why they didn't.
Okay, whatever. I don't care. So that's pretty much it on us talking about it. Okay, do you want to rank these?
Sure.
Okay. Who's last place? Like as actual conferences, EA. As actual, not personal.
I think EA.
Yeah, EA for me as well.
I think that was it.
Number second to last.
As far as games, probably Square, but like the conference as a whole, for me, maybe Sony.
So Sony is second to last.
Bethesda's was a pretty actually bad conference too. They announced some cool stuff, but like the conference didn't look so well. I'm gonna go Bethesda.
Bethesda second last?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they had nothing but Fallout 76, really.
Yeah. What about third to last?
PlayStation.
Yeah. Okay. Second or fourth to last?
Square, Ubisoft, Microsoft, Nintendo. Square, I guess. It was like short and to the point, which was nice, but nothing really like groundbreaking.
Yeah. Okay. So fifth to last, which is I think third, right?
Yeah, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft? Yeah. Okay. I would pick Ubisoft.
You seem to like it more.
I liked Ubisoft more, so I just like the way they had everything laid out. I would say, for me, it would be Nintendo, Ubisoft, Microsoft. That's saying a lot.
Ubisoft 3, Nintendo 2, Microsoft 1. I think Microsoft did exactly what it needed to do.
Well, yeah. So, like, what's I'm saying? Like, we went through that one thing about like Microsoft lacking first-party titles. So, like, I like the plan. Let's execute the plan now.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So, like, later on, I would probably put this at number one if those games that they're talking about are actually good.
Yeah.
But you haven't changed my mind yet. So that makes sense. It is what it is.
Yep.
So that has been the Jacob and Me podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know what you thought. If you want to basically do your own ranking, let us know in the comments down below. I know that you were probably mad that we put Sony so low. That's just the way it is. We rank the conferences not by our personal preference, but actual conferences, because that's what the point of it, of ranking that is, and what to do at the actual or E3 Expo. But yeah, go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Let us also know your favorite game that they announced at the conference. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We will see you next week. I have been Richard Radillo.
I'm Jacob Boyd.
And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.